Hello YouTube. Today I'll be showing you some tips, how a brief tutorial kind of thing on how I make my helmets, and just a little brief talk about just helmets in general. Um, so, as you can probably tell from the title, I made these out of cardboard. I didn't go on a site and get downloads or like print off a 2D cut out and paste together thing. I honestly, in my opinion, I think that is dumb. That's bluntest way I can really put it. I don't like whenever people download, especially on Pepakura, download just a full set of armor on paper and then just glue it together and say that it's theirs. Because, yeah, sure, the paint job and whatever kind of additions that you do to it is yours, but that armor is someone else's work that they did, or even just computer generated to definitely make it look like it. I personally, it's always going to look good, and that's why I don't like it, because no matter, it's kind of hard to fail on a Pepakura. If you glue everything together right, that's all you have to do, really, is glue everything together the correct way, and I don't see any creativity in that at all. So I just personally don't like it. I don't like it whenever people say, yeah, I make my own armor, and then you go over there and they're printing off a sheet of paper that has it all on there. Because that's not making armor, that's copying and pasting as far as my definition goes for it. So yeah, I absolutely hate it, and it costs so much money to not even be creative. I don't like it. And it discourages a lot of people to be creative because of how expensive that project can be. So, getting straight into it, again, these are just two helmets that I made out of cardboard. I have a few, but they're unfinished. And just, they're not perfect. I'm going to say that right now. I'm not telling everyone, yeah, this is how you do it, this is how you're going to get perfect, because it's not. This is not perfect. I don't need any of you telling me that, because I know it's not perfect, okay? But it's pretty close. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to brag. I'm not trying to brag. It's just something that I like to do. I'm pretty sure if somebody really loves Halo, they would be able to walk up to me and say, hey, that's Master Chief's helmet. I personally think it looks just like it. I looked off of a picture from the game. It's basic shape of it. Again, it's not perfect, but it's the same basic shape. A few mistakes that I did, I'm going to point out so you don't make the mistakes if you do decide to make this project. I'm starting out with the Mark 6. I believe that's what it is. I can't read Roman numerals very well, so I apologize for that. Visor, not wide enough, or not tall enough. It's much, much bigger in the game. I already realized that. It's just, whenever I went to make it, I didn't quite think about it. It didn't really matter to me up until I put the visor in, and I was like, wait a second. Other than that, the visor is just plain. As you can see, it kind of sits slanted. I'm going to talk about the visor, actually. All you need for the visor is a 2-liter bottle and a light, very, 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 very light coat of whatever metallic paint you want. And it has to be metallic, otherwise you're not really going to be able to see through it. Or you can get this stuff at Walmart. It's a black tint, and it's for people that like to black out their cars and even the lights. Excuse me. The lights. You can put a light coat of that, and it'll give it like a black look. You will still be able to see somebody will still be able to see your face, but not as well as you will be able to see their whole body. Same with this stuff. I don't know how well the camera can pick it up, but I can see my fingers through this, and it doesn't bother me that much. Whenever the light hits it perfectly, I don't know if you can see that. It looks silver, you know. That's all that really matters to me. So that's all you need. And for the whole helmet, you just need cardboard, lots and lots of glue, glue gun, and I already said cardboard, spray paint. There we go. And for this little part, I use Velcro. I'll get to that in a second. So going off from the visor, every time you hear me say hat visor, I'm referring to this, because that's a visor on a hat. I believe that's the word. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now, but I'm pretty sure that's a hat visor. So that's what I'm just going to refer to that. I don't care if I'm wrong. You can tell me in the comments. I'm still going to call it a visor. I don't care how many times I'm corrected. with this, you don't ever want to make it flat. You don't want to just be flat and then have it curve up. You want this little bit of a brim right here. And how you do that is just you cut out the shape of the brim. I'm sorry if you didn't see that, but brim right here. This cardboard strip. You just cut out the actual shape and put a brim on, and then you can start sloping it up. However, it should in the... sorry, I had to fix my leg there. In the actual helmet of whatever you're doing. And most helmets, especially in Halo Reach, don't really have a hat visor. But still, if you're making this one, the most popular one I believe, this is how you should do it. I'm pretty sure there's other ways, but from the experiences that I've had, this is the best way. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. And then you just want to make this as round as possible, and with cardboard, it usually only bends one way, and it's against the grain, but you can still bend it with the grain. Just dome it as best as you can. I used basically 2 strips to go all the way back. I had to cut it in a few areas, as you can see, and then 1 big strip in the middle. And that domed it out for the most part. And these little flaps that he has on the top. And that's really it for the top. Moving down to the mouthpiece kind of section. Excuse me. So I'm going to start on the side. This little ear light thing that he has, I actually made mine a bit too small, I believe. You can make yours as big as you want. Just make it as proportional as possible. You can put lights in there or not. It's up to you. I think it would probably be best to put a little bit of a piece of cardboard inside, but that's up to you. And then going down here, you want to make the slant towards into the visor, because that's what he has. And it actually kind of comes out and in. I wasn't able really to do that now without totally screwing it up. So it's up to you. And then this pipe, you can't really see it too well on the camera, but there is a pipe here, and I apologize for painting this all black. Excuse me. But yeah, there is a pipe here. You can put as much detail into that as possible. I just didn't because I was painting the whole thing black anyways. And then moving down, right here, I messed up. There's supposed to be like a... If you see where my finger is, it should be... Yeah, there we go. Okay. There's a little bit of a depression right here in the shape of a triangle. I didn't do that, but you can shade it in. You can actually make the depression. It's up to you. And then on the actual mouthpiece itself, it's just a rectangle piece of cardboard, and you just slap it on there, just like that. And you just kind of have this ring all the way around the helmet. And it's the same thing over here as it is over here. Over here and over here. Sorry, I didn't put that in the camera. And on the back, it's not very accurate at all, but there is this kind of like a U kind of shape right here. Sorry, there we go. U shape right here, and it kind of just goes and gets thinner, and then it does it again over here. Other than that, it's really simple. I'm going to be making a Hayabusa helmet a little bit later whenever I get more glue, and I'll show you how to make what I call the skeleton of the helmet. And you take a ring, basically, and you put it on top of your head, and then you make a crossbeam from front to back, and you just fill it in. And that's basic helmet. So I'm going to jump to the point on big mistakes that people usually make, and from videos I've seen. There is one person, I'm not going to name him, I don't want to make fun of him, I don't want to sound like I'm making fun of him. He did a very nice job on his helmet. He took a lot of effort, and that's all that really matters, is how much effort he put into it. So, getting on to my mistake of 2010, when I was 10, is boom. Yeah, pretty awful. Yeah. I already know this is bad, so you don't have to put it in the comments. This, I know, is just bad. It's just bad. So this one mistake, you can see, on Master Chief's helmet, it's kind of defying what a head looks like. A human skull, whenever you look at it, it's long and skinny. Look at this helmet, long and skinny. Master Chief's helmet is actually short and wide. I think that's why the look of it is so, I don't know, kind of eye-catching, is because of how it looks. And that's one mistake that he did, and I did, and just about anybody that is impatient and doesn't want to take the time to really think about it will do. Is make it exactly proportional to your head, and that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is Make sure this is short, and keep this short, but wide, and it has to fit your head. Don't just make it to where it's just a helmet that it's loose and like wobbling around on your face, okay? You want it to fit, but you want it to make it look appropriate and right, you know? And another mistake that I did is not doming the top. I don't know if anyone else really made that mistake. I was dumb. I didn't really think about it. But yeah, the top is not correct in any way, shape, or form. Excuse me. And the hat visor is an exaggerated thing of what I was talking about. You don't want it too flat, but you don't want it like the size of a brick. And it's starting to come off. I didn't use any hot glue. I just used tape. It's another bad thing. You just use glue. Don't get tape. Mouthpiece, even worse. It's just a big thing. That's as best as I can describe it. This is not what you want to do. I just made the mistake of being impatient. I wanted a helmet really bad, and it turned out like crap. There's no way around it. I know it turned out like crap. I don't want you telling me. And I did another mistake. I actually spray painted the inside of the visor rather than outside, and that's not what you want to do. Yeah, this not what you want. So, that's the two main mistakes that I've seen, is just being impatient and making it to the shape of your head. And have a picture right in front of you, because that's what I did with this one. I didn't have a picture. And that's very bad. And whenever you do get a picture, stare at it. You kind of want to be looking like wide-eyed at the picture while you draw. Draw out whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, you're going to like, okay, that's what it looks like. And then you look down and you're like, wait a second. Look back up and it's not correct. Kind of want to be like in the picture. If that makes any poetic sense at all. Here's the Halo 1 helmet. This is my first attempt at a Halo 1 helmet. I think it came out okay, but it's not perfect. Again, I'm not saying that anything that I have is perfect. I will also be going over my armor, my cardboard armor tomorrow. So yeah, the visor, again, just a soda bottle. Put it on the outside. This one I had to put on the outside because I made it too tight around his head. And his nose was kind of sticking out a little bit. But you generally want it on the inside. It's really, I made it just practically the same way as I did the Mark 6. I believe this is the Mark 5. Again, I can't read Roman numerals, so bear with me with that one. It's not accurate. I need to kind of fix that, actually. There's another problem that I've been having with helmets and anyone, really. It's the back. You would obviously be able to see somebody's head from the back right here. Two ways that you can fix it. Two ways that you should really do anyways. One, get like a ski helmet or something like that and just put it on so then on the back it looks just normal. You know, not like an actual head. Another thing, how I fixed that problem is this Velcro. So now you can actually fit your head in there. So, put it on like that and just kind of slap it on, kind of squeeze it on. The Velcro is kind of getting loose now. But yeah. This one's my stepbrother's. Obviously it's not mine. This one's gigantic compared to it though. I also made him an ODST, well, an attempt to an ODST helmet. I know this looks bad, so don't tell me, okay? Helmet, I personally think it looks just fine. Again, I'm not trying to brag. I just think it looks good. And the nice thing about the ODST helmet is that it literally has one stripe here of cardboard, another stripe, and another stripe on both sides. Hope you can see that. Stripe and stripe. And it has a circle thing and a thing coming backwards, and then the same thing that Master Chief has. It's that little down thing. The thing is, though, this piece is kind of almost on your chin. And, I also apologize about the visor and how bad it looks. Excuse me. I know there's a bump right here. That's because I glued it kind of funky. But there's actually supposed to be a piece coming down right here, and right here, and right here. And then this is just one curved piece coming up. And it's supposed to be up a little higher, but with a soda bottle, it just wants to curve, and I want to stay straight. And the glue kind of melts and misshapes the visor, or the plastic a little bit, so you want to be careful with how much you use. But that's the reason why it doesn't look quite right. I think it looks just fine, though. It's not terrible. It's not as bad as this terrible thing. But it's really nice. I've also fixed the thing. He can't get his helmet in, or his head in like that, so Velcro strap. Boom. Not much of a difference there, but still, boom. You just put it on just like that. Simple. I will be making a Hayabusa helmet, and I'll show you exactly how to make the helmet. Other than that, I don't think there's really much else to talk about. Just a few things just to say. Whenever you do make this, be as accurate as possible. It's not going to be perfect on your first try. Even on your second or third try, it's not always going to be perfect. But don't let people say that it looks like crap. I walked into Baskin-Robbins with this thing on. Because I was confident, and that's what you need to do. Because if you're like, oh, it's not going to look right, then that's exactly what's going to happen. It's not going to look right. As long as you can make it recognizable, and to the point where you know that it's what you want it to be, and if you put effort into it, and put as much detail as you can into it, it's going to look great. Might not look perfect, but it's going to look awesome. That's really all I have to say. Don't let anyone really say that it's not perfect, because you know that, and who knows, they probably never tried it before. That's really all I can say. So, I hope this helps with just some questions that you might have, and see you later.